Hey, George Moorhead with Bentley Properties, and I have a special guest here today with me, Steve Gonzales, also with Bentley Properties, and we're going to go over October market real estate stats, and we're going to let you know about a real special program. Again, if you can hear us, make sure you hit the big wow button and ask any questions that you want. We've been practicing real estate combined for, shucky darns, over 30 years. And Steve is a Snohomish County specialist with our team. And so he wanted to come in and want to do a little quick public service announcement. And then we're going to go into the market update. So first of all, Steve and I have known each other since what, high school or so?
Yeah, 30 plus years.
30 plus years. Not that I would confess to being older than that. But anyway, the really cool part about this is that when I went into the fire service right out of high school, Steve went into the Army, became an Army Ranger. We reconnected again after he got out and after I got out at what we call the Shoreline Club, which was a Wing Chun with James DeMille and with Jesse. And
yes.
And we used to train together. And Steve, why don't you chime in a little bit? Who is James DeMille and Jesse Glover?
They're Bruce Lee's original students here in Seattle. They trained with him for a few years, developing what Bruce called his realistic, practical street self-defense. Basically, they took principles behind Wing Chun, judo, boxing, karate, anything that worked, and put it into an art that was practical, efficient, and simple that everyone could learn and get fast and easy.
Okay, that's the key thing. So there's nothing fancy about it, but what is really cool about Wing Chun is it's got some very effective tools. Now, you might be saying, George, why in the world are you mentioning this for on a real estate show? Well, Steve came to me and he says, you know what? We lead with generosity. We do a whole ton of things, and I want to give back. And so he is actually, he being Steve, is actually at his school, he's going to be putting on a women's simple self-defense, teaching, 3, 4, 5 very simple techniques that you can take away with you, use immediately, and to be safe. It is Agent Awareness Month, and we need to be mindful. Sadly enough, a lot of real estate agents do get killed or hurt or whatnot. And so we're bringing this to the forefront. This seminar is for women only, is that correct? Okay. Tell us a little bit about it.
So with the Women's Self-Defense Seminar, I actually started these when I was in the military 20 plus years ago, giving back to the community to help the ladies stay safe and aware of what was going on. That's rolled in and developed while I've done my martial arts over the last 25 years plus. And I like to make sure that women are empowered a little bit. They stay safe. They know how to actively defeat someone trying to hurt them, harm them, grab them, and get away quickly, safely, easily. Again, like George said, quick principles that are easy to learn that you will be able to remember, because so many of these other seminars teach so much advanced stuff, you'll never retain it.
How much does it cost?
$55 per participant. It's a 4-hour seminar, and also I'm going to feed you while you're there.
Oh, so you get lunch.
So you get lunch while you're there, yes.
Right
and
on.
We'll take a break. We take a break every hour because you will get tired. But like George said, few techniques. We are very repetitive with them because, like anything in life, the more you repeat it, the better you get at it.
Okay. And women, what about small children?
I like to draw the age limit on the girls at 13 because some of the topics are fairly intense.
Okay.
Don't want to scare them away because, unfortunately, when we're dealing with women, if it's a guy doing it, their mindset is different. 2 guys fighting is just 2 guys fighting.
Right.
If a guy's attacking a woman, there's other things involved we need to be mindful of, and we discuss that. I'd rather not do that with really young children.
I totally understand. Now, this goes beyond the, hey, just scream, which is the
Correct.
always scream and whatnot. Perfect. Okay. So, everybody, it's a nominal cost, very simple. The only reason he's on here is because we 100% support leading with generosity. They're going to be very practical, simple techniques that anybody can use, okay? And but I'm sure that there's a limitation on the class size.
Yeah, we like to keep it to 20 or 30. I have a couple instructors that help me. This allows each one of us to personally touch you, hands-on all day, help you really get these techniques.
Right.
The more eyes on you at a time, the easier it is for us to see any simple things that need to be adjusted.
So we're not talking about 100 people.
No, definitely not.
Perfect.
Definitely not.
Okay, so if you want to know, go to dragonslayer2.com. Maria is also going to post this up in the upper corner along with the address. If you have some interest, definitely reach out to us. Reach out to Steve. He is with us. It's Steve G at BentleyProperties.com. If you want to do something collectively at your own company, something that is a little bit more personal, Steve is willing to do that and set time aside, naturally, outside of meeting with your clients.
Definitely.
All
Yes.
right, right on. Okay. So with that, let's move on. The real estate market. People are like, oh my gosh, George, what's been going on? We haven't heard from you in a couple of weeks. And so we wanted to go through that. And because on Wednesday, all of you remember Dan Golden was in. He gave some amazing information on the mortgage programs, basically how your credit translates into payment, into interest rates. Because again, remember, it's based on risk. So the lower your credit score, the higher the risk, the more the cost. It was awesome because he took you through that. And in fact, Dan pinged me a little while ago and said, hey, let's do another one. Let's talk about some of these unique programs, like Steve, who's a veteran. So most people know about a VA loan.
Yep.
But what about loans for, special loans for first responders, even teachers? We just helped a client who is a doctor doing their fellowship at the UW. They got an amazing rate of 3.2%. Absolutely amazing programs out there for doctors, teachers, and first responders. If you need information on that, let us know that you're interested. We'll send over Dan's information. He was on the Wednesday, so his contact information is there also. But reach out to us. We'll send it to you, and you can talk to him about what other programs might fit your needs, right?
Yes.
Right on. Okay. So sales. We broke this down into a couple of different categories here. So in the Northwest MLS, technically, and I'm going to deal with year over year, because as Steve and I both saw in between September and August, it was just a couple of hundred transactions or properties between the 2 months. So it's really negligible. I could put in some negligible numbers, but let's do it year over year, kind of give you a perception of the bigger picture today, all right? So the Northwest MLS, again, going basically from Bellingham all the way down to the Tri-Cities, bringing parts of Chelan and Wenatchee and all of those areas, and of course Kitsap and going up the peninsula and whatnot. Overall, King County was only, or the Northwest MLS was only up 5/8 as far as actual sales price. Now, Steve, the median sales price means what?
It's the median for that. It's the median for that year, for that area.
Okay, so what closed that month?
That month, yes.
Right? Okay, which is different than just the overall average.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. So in the Northwest MLS, the price actually went up as expected because of the time of year. Even King County and Pierce County, so King County saw the least amount. They saw 0.8, not even 1%. So that means that the transactions that closed in September went up just shy of 1%, okay? Whereas Pierce County went up 7.7%.
So we had in Snohomish County, trended right in the middle. It went up 3.4%. So it did better than King, but not quite as well as Pierce right now.
Okay, so it's been kind of riding in the middle regardless. Snohomish County is still a very dominant. Pierce County, because of affordability, because of the number of new construction homes that are going in that area, we're getting a lot of push into Pierce County. Now, as we'll discuss down below, Pierce County is also starting to see some of the changes or some of the challenges that King County had a couple of years ago with multiple offers, buyers starting to get priced out a little bit, home prices starting to go up. So number of new active listing. A new active listing is a home that goes into that bucket. So again, the Northwest MLS is a bucket, and all of the agents put their listings in these bucket, okay? And when they put that listing in the bucket and on day 0, that is a new listing versus one that has been in the bucket for a little while, which would be what we would call total homes for sale. So in the Northwest MLS, the number of active listings actually went down along with King and Pierce County. Both of those actually ended up going down.
Right. So did Snohomish County. It's following trend as well. It's actually down 2% right now.
So it's down a total of 2. So right smack dab in the middle.
Yep.
Okay. But not nearly as much as Pierce County, because again, the number of new listings, builders and people are starting to pull back a little because we're starting to see that shift change and a seasonal change, which again, is that normal?
Yes, it is. We've had kids go back to school. People were taking their last minute vacations before that happened. So we always see this drop this time of year.
So it's normally typical.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So total homes for sale. That is the total number of homes that are available throughout the Northwest MLS. Actually went up 4.3% year over year, and then 38.6. Again, you might say, "Oh my gosh, George, that's crazy for King County." That's year over year, and we've been on a growing inventory volume since January, minus 1 or 2 months, but it is totally normal. September over August, it was like, I don't know, I don't even know if it was 100 homes. So again, it was very nominal. So we're not seeing much of a technical short-term difference, but we are seeing a year-over-year difference. But again, completely consistent with what we've seen the entire year.
Right.
The big change here is Pierce County. Pierce County actually went down again, and that is really surprising because they've been actually doing really well, and I'm a little surprised. But anyway, we'll continue to watch that trend for you. What's Snohomish doing?
Snohomish is following suit again with King County. We're up 21.7% for Snohomish County. So it seems to be trending a lot with what's happening in King County right now.
Okay. And as far as the Snohomish County trends, and again, just a few 100 different property changes, anything alarming that you're seeing out there?
No, not at all. This is pretty normal for the market this time of year.
Okay, perfect. So pending homes. Now, pending homes are active. So that was in the month of September, because that's a property that actually a buyer and a seller had mutual acceptance, and they said, okay, yes, we agree to your terms, so we're going to go to a pending status. Pendings were actually up 0.8% year over year, down only 0.2%. So again, a very nominal, and then month over month, negligible. I mean, it was really pretty much almost the same identical numbers. And Pierce County, again, it was down 4.1%. I was really surprised because Pierce County's been doing so well the entire year. In fact, outperforming King and Snohomish County almost the entire time. How did Snohomish County do?
Well, here's where we got a little bit of change for Snohomish. Snohomish actually went up on this one. We're up 1.2% overall on pending homes in Snohomish right now.
So Snohomish actually outperformed King County.
Yes, for the first time in quite a while.
Like almost all year.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's a good thing. So we're seeing, again, that activity of buyers coming back into the market. A lot of it, if you look at it, is because of interest rate and because we have seen this increase in inventory. So buyer frustration has reduced, and because you can buy, as we saw on Wednesday, 10 to 12% more today than you could in January, right?
Oh, yes.
It averaged, I think that was $300 a month. That's
Yes.
Holy smokes, that's $3,600 a year. And that just adds up, you know, when you consider your actual monthly obligations. Imagine having $300 more a month in your pocket to buy the same home at the same price.
It's nice.
Or buy $50,000 to $60,000 more of a house that fits your family's needs so you don't grow out of it, right?
Exactly.
Snohomish County obviously did that.
Correct.
Okay, so let's talk about closed sales. Steve, what's unique about closed sales when we see that?
Those are the homes that closed in August. So, because we're always looking in the rearview mirror.
Closed. They closed in September.
Or excuse me, September.
But they went under contract.
They went under contract in August.
Right. And so so this number here sometimes is a little skewed because we need to look at, so like in the pending sales for September will show as a closed sale in October, because remember, we're always looking in the rearview mirror. And that is what we're going to be looking at here. So we'll see these translate, or we'll see these full numbers, you know, if they closed in the November report.
Right.
So this technically is the August and later part of July.
Right.
Okay. So the closed sales year over year is down 6.4% for the MLS. 5.6 and 8.7 sales as far as the closed sales are down in those counties. That's not a surprise.
No.
Why?
Again, that's the time of year. We see all those people that have been gone. that are just coming back. So we have that slow.
Being gone meaning on vacation?
On vacation, yes. It's that
Okay.
time of the year. You know, where do you go during the summer?
Okay, kids getting back in
Yeah,
school?
they're out of school. And then, yes, beginning of September, we're gearing up. Like me personally, I have a son in school, and we geared up to get him back into school, last minute school shopping, all that fun stuff.
Okay, so for people to not have a focus on wanting to buy a home, last minute vacations, fall is coming, the rains are coming, get kids back in school, their mindset is elsewhere.
Correct.
So it's normal to see that dip.
Oh, yes.
I totally agree.
Definitely. And speaking of in Snohomish County, we are trending again right in the middle with that, down 7%. So like most of it, right in the middle of King and Pierce County throughout.
Okay. So, but again, no alarm bells.
No alarm at all.
Is the sky falling?
No, definitely
Okay.
not.
All right. Perfect. All right. So one important thing and a message for all of this for buyers, again, with interest rates being down, it's still absolutely the optimum time. Again, don't throw away a 10% additional buying power or 10% reducing that payment amount because as we crest into 2020, which we will continue to see flattening, inventory may go up, but the feds are going to and potentially give a little pushback and rates might go up. Because remember, when you hear I shouldn't say the feds, the 10-year treasury and the bonds,
Right.
watching those because those are external of the feds is what I meant to say because the two are separate. When you hear the Fed rates, that's credit cards, that's car payments, that's your HELOC or your second mortgage. That is what you're looking at. Commercial lending, that's what you're looking at when they talk about Fed rate. Bonds and 10-year treasury, those are the numbers you need to watch when we talk about interest rates. So that's based on consumer confidence, what the stock market's doing, what we're doing internationally, globally, under our economy, okay? And so those numbers here are saying, hey, buyers, you need to come out. For the sellers that are either on the market or they're considering, is this a good time? The answer is yes, especially now with your buyers, because we have fewer buyers that come out this time of year, because we always see that downward trend, right?
Yes.
Let me see your pin real fast. So then when we take a look at, gotta pass my chair there. All right. So when we take a quick look at our cycle, normally we start here in January and then we head up as far as that market activity. We come back down again, we peak up a little bit, and then we come back down. So this would be like January, this will be our February through, I would say, end of April. Here's gonna be our June, and then we'll kick back up again in end of July. That's really August, right? And then as we head down, we'll head down, and then we'll do that one more time. And then what we're gonna see is we're gonna see this little peak. This is gonna be your December market, and then we'll head back into a February, April market, right? Just to give you an idea of kind of how this cycles through, and it is definitely seasonal. So with sellers, because you have fewer people on this downward trend, which is going to be totally common, you're going to have fewer buyers coming through, but they're going to be more serious. And so there's something to consider. Plus, you're still, when you move up or move lateral or move down, you're still going to benefit from that 10% mortgage benefit of where we're at versus January, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that goes through our basic market update for October. We will update it towards the end of the month, middle of the month, kind of give you a rolling where we anticipate things going with mortgage rates, which will directly affect what our real estate market does. Again, Steve's got a great class, women only, very simple defense so that anybody can use them, right?
Right.
What about my grandmother? Can my grandmother do it?
Yes.
Okay. Can my little niece do it?
Yes, definitely.
Right on. That's where the value is, okay? So if you have any questions, let me know. In the meantime, you guys have an absolutely beautiful day, and I will chat with you guys later. Take care.